another SWAT car or something. Maybe they're just moving it. Brand new mic.
Hey, Emmy, I'm here. I'm ready for you to come to me in 30 seconds, yes.
Day one. Day one, dude. That's awful. So I retraced my steps and I found it. But it just started the whole thing.
Yeah, Guy, not much from our conversation about 15 minutes ago, other than this is definitely active, ongoing, something being taken extremely seriously by those who are responding. I'm going to step out. It does kind of feel like, I can't say for sure, that just additional vehicles have popped up and have shown up, and there's certainly a lot of activity over there under that light where the main entrance to the CIA is. No other updates from Fairfax County Police in the last little bit, other than they're confirming that this is a barricade situation. So, you know, it's tough to say exactly what's going on behind the scenes, but certainly there's a lot of people here, a lot of manpower being dedicated to this. Certainly we're seeing these first responders, they have protective gear on as well. But from our vantage point right now, as it relates to whatever is happening at the CIA, things are relatively kind of stagnant, not a ton happening as well. We're also just kind of waiting for the CIA to put some information out. I just checked before we went live here, and nothing from them, nothing from the Fairfax County Police Department since their sort of initial thing that they put out about an hour plus ago, letting drivers know that they could not continue past the CIA on Dolly Madison Boulevard, that it was closed at Seville, and it is also closed but sort of between Seville and the Georgetown Pike on the other side. So Fairfax County Traffic Control here continuing to divert people away from Dolly Madison, send them through a back way to be able to navigate what is obviously a very busy road, a 3-lane on each side, 6-lane highway here in McLean. But things just kind of shut down right now. And again, in our last little bit, we saw the drone. It's going to be, it's still up. There is still a drone up at this time over the scene. Our photographer who was on the other side just sent me a little bit more of an update that there's some heavy tactical teams that are there that appeared to be suiting up, and we can also tell you that there was you know, they're also kind of walking everywhere. There's obviously some wooded areas, if you're familiar with this area, that they are just sort of looking at. There's the main entrance where we're seeing this massive presence as well. So there's just a lot of people here, but not a ton of activity that we can see. Lord knows there's definitely you know, got to be things going on here to try and bring this to a peaceful resolution. But for the time being, this is the situation. This is what's happening, and we're waiting to get any developments or any updates or reports from the CIA. Guy. Yeah, Guy, I want to be careful here. We have not necessarily confirmed anything as it relates to a weapon. So we don't want to, you know, necessarily, we can't say for sure. Certainly, the fact that there are this many police responding might lead you to just sort of indicate that this is a situation where they want to protect themselves as much as possible. We have not necessarily confirmed the presence of a weapon at this time, but we, you know, obviously can tell you, and you can see that there's a lot of people here. They are wearing protective gear, and in situations like this, certainly safety is of a top priority for first responders as well. Yeah, it's tough to say, Guy. You know, not only this is the CIA, so certainly, you know, you would know, especially in light of some of the history of there being a shooting outside the CIA in the early 90s, that certainly this is something that they take incredibly seriously. We know that, you know, Fairfax County, which is responding to assist, has, you know, these SWAT teams also have kind of negotiators, people who might talk to somebody who might be in this barricade situation, but we cannot say for sure right now whether or not any contact has been made with the individual who might be involved here or the nature of those conversations. But you can be certain when you cover things like this, you know, they want to try and talk to this person, so it's unclear exactly if they are or what the nature of those conversations are. But certainly lots of well-trained people who are involved in situations like this, both in Fairfax County and likely with the CIA police, again, trying to bring this to a resolution. That's a good question, Guy. When we came from our station from Bethesda, we were on the GW Parkway. There is an exit directly to the CIA off of the GW Parkway. That was not as blocked off as this is right now, this Dolly Madison entrance. That was not as blocked off, and there were vehicles that were able to leave, at least on that side. I can't tell you for sure. We have not necessarily seen anybody leave from this location, specifically this main entrance off of Dolly Madison. So it's tough to say. We did see a vehicle leave about an hour and a half ago from a back exit, but we have not necessarily seen anybody leaving or coming or going from this main entrance and exit on Dolly Madison. No, there is the drone though that is still in the sky. It essentially looks like it's hovering behind me. Photographer Nelson Jones does have eyes on it, so we are going to zoom in and show you. That drone sort of appears to be hovering kind of above where we're seeing this police presence and this sort of staging from police right there in front of the exit. It is a little tough sometimes with drones to understand kind of the depth perception, but from where we're standing right now, from the ground, it certainly looks like it's above where this staging is happening on Dolly Madison. So that's sort of you know what we can see from here. So definitely there are aerial assets that have been up for the better part of our time here over the last 60 to 90 minutes. You know, certainly, and we talked about this in our last hit, just trying to gather as much insights and intelligence and make sure that police have as clear a picture as possible with what is physically happening on the ground, again, as they work through this. What was he talking about with a press conference? I didn't hear that. Our shot is still up.
He'll choose about.
Oh, smart. That's good to know.
I'm sorry? Okay. Can you please talk a little louder, just so the traffic's a little tough to hear. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. I still don't have IFB.
Let's see the drone.
Yeah, Guy, not necessarily since the last update. I'm just checking my phone to see if Fairfax County has put anything else out. The answer to that is no right now. So the latest information from them is what we've been sort of telling you about for the last couple of hours, that there's a response to some barricade situation at the CIA headquarters. It is very clear that it is still active and ongoing and has not been resolved. But, you know, you can guess that work is being done to that end to try and bring this to a peaceful resolution. But it has not happened yet. So this sort of holding pattern from our vantage point certainly continues. Photographer Nelson Jones is just giving you another look here on Dolly Madison Boulevard at just what we can see from our vantage point. Certainly looks like we're seeing several police vehicles, SUVs that do remain here. The primary kind of location that they've been staging is right outside sort of the main entrance on Dolly Madison Boulevard. A little bit ago, we could kind of see some staging of a bunch of men, people, officers wearing protective gear. Looks like we can see a few of them still, but it's just sort of unclear exactly kind of what the nature is of what's going on exactly right now. So, from the barricade perspective, we're certainly waiting for something from the CIA, hoping that we get some information and some insights from them sooner rather than later. But certainly just fair to say that work continues to bring whatever this situation is to some sort of peaceful resolution. As for the just traffic perspective, we're just giving you a look here. Seville, Dolly Madison Boulevard, between Seville and the Georgetown Pike does remain closed. That is obviously the location of the main entrance to the CIA campus. At this time, we've been kind of telling you over the last kind of hour of news that there's been a drone up in the air. We do not see one from our vantage point right now. Certainly not going to make any inferences about what's going on and where things stand based on that drone and based on just what we see now, other than, this is a large presence, this is an active presence, and our best assumption that we can make is that the last statement from Fairfax County Police that there's a barricade situation here at the CIA headquarters is what remains and is what stands, this barricade situation being active and ongoing at this time. Guy. Yeah, Guy, certainly does. And, this is just something happening right now. So we want to show you right now. This is a truck with police lights on it that is arriving. Lights and sirens are on. And right now appears as though they're going to let them through. So kind of while we're here, we might as well just take a look and see what this person is doing. As it looked like they might negotiate their way through there, but it looks like right now they might just be responding, talking to some of the Fairfax officers, and based on all we know, could not be related to this. Certainly not sure exactly right now, but even this alone just kind of speaks to the sense of what's going on here, any development that we can find, as we are obviously now seeing this car go through. So I can also tell you, since we've been here, the drone is back up in the air, and you can see that that car just drove through the tape and is making its way. So, what will this vehicle do? Will it, post up behind some of the cars that are already there? Will somebody get out? It's entirely might be too difficult to tell exactly where this truck is going or its significance and import to whatever is going on right now. I've just kind of come up to the right so I can keep my eye on it. And for the time being, it looks like it is just kind of passing all through all of the cars that are already there, and appears to have continued on. And I can tell you that on the side where that car is going, where that truck that we just saw go through is, our photographer, Joe Spivak, just reported that there was sort of a Fairfax County command center that was there on that side where that vehicle went. So it's unclear exactly what that person might have been doing. But, the first kind of big development or a development that we've seen with just additional resources coming here to the scene. Guy. I wouldn't want to speculate on that for the time being, Guy. So we're just going to kind of go with the fact that Fairfax County is calling this a barricade situation at this time. So certainly what I would say is the fact that this sort of staging is happening here would lead you to believe that there is some containment about what's going on. We're not necessarily seeing, a flurry of cars racing up and down. The drone, for the most part, has stayed sort of in the same location. So it's tough to sort of know exactly what that could mean. But, to answer your question, all we know is a report of a barricade situation at this time. And certainly, as we just saw, additional assets are still coming, but as we've kind of talked about, it does feel like a little bit stagnant right now, that not a ton is happening and not a ton of developments as they continue to work through this with everyone's safety in mind. Guy. The understanding that I got, Guy, is that this is CIA police's investigation and that those other agencies are assisting. That's how it was sort of described to me. So, we asked Fairfax County, for instance, of just more information about what exactly was going on, and they deferred us to the CIA. So typically, that's an indication that this is sort of a CIA investigation, and these other entities that might be here are responding in an assistance role just to provide additional manpower here to the scene to help the main investigators out. Nothing that we've heard to that extent, Guy. Indications to me were that we might get some sort of statement with an update, but that is not something that we are necessarily privy to. It's tough to say, again, if it's a CIA investigation, if we might, we hear more frankly, from a local news perspective, we hear more from local police when situations happen, but that's because it's their jurisdiction. This being CIA jurisdiction, it's tough to say definitively whether or not we might get some sort of on-camera briefing or an update may come via a statement, but certainly no word on when we can expect to learn more information, and certainly we're hoping to find out more about where things stand right now. Yeah, Guy, definitely those two things go hand in hand, and I think that's why Fairfax County Police sort of put this out. You know, it's the CIA is obviously the headquarters are sort of a federal entity, but this road, Dolly Madison Boulevard, a Fairfax County road, a Virginia road. So, you know, in terms of being transparent and trying to put information out, they have made it clear intrinsically that the barricade situation is taking precedent over the sort of road being open. So safe bet that for the time being this road remains closed until this situation is resolved. Guy. Guy, nothing that we have seen in terms of in and out from the area behind us. The entrance and exit for the CIA that is on sort of the backside off of GW Parkway. It did appear about 90 minutes ago that people were able to come and go. We have not been able to lay eyes on that entrance and exit lately, and candidly, I don't know enough about the CIA campus to know if someone can go in or out over there, but certainly obviously this is a heavily fortified area, one that already has an incredibly large police presence at all times, given how prominent of a location it is and how important it is, frankly, to American national security. So Lord knows it's already an incredibly safely guarded area. So when anything, you know, that is an introduction of something that they're not used to comes into this, there's certainly a massive response to it to resolve that situation. Obviously, peacefully is the goal, but as long as this does remain an active situation, we can certainly expect there to be these sort of constraints on people's ability to move, at least in the public, at least in front of CIA headquarters here on Dolly Madison Boulevard.